Have you ever wondered what it feels like to experience Donald Trump's lifestyle? He may have lived in the White House and multiple penthouses, but no property is as elegant and more representative of his taste than Mar-a-Lago. The former president's favourite weekend getaway is the Palm Beach Club. It's still one of his most profitable investments. Trump paid about $10 million for the Mar-a-Lago in 1985, $5 million for the sprawling mansion, $3 million for its opulent furnishings, and another $2 million for 400 feet of prime beachfront directly across the street. His family has their own private quarters in a walled-off section of the house and the grounds. During his time as President of the United States, Trump often visited there, referring to it as his Winter White House and his Southern White House. Since Trump took over the club, it has made more than $20 million a year. Here's a peek inside the luxurious Mar-a-Lago and the elegant background that surrounds the now famous estate. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. To comprehend why Mar-a-Lago has become so well known, let's take a look at the building's luxurious history. The history of Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago translates to sea to lake. The 128-room mansion is located in Palm Beach, Florida, located on the lush waterfront property of 20 acres. It stretches the entire length of the island that it's located on. The house was designed with the help of Marjorie Merriweather Post, the heiress of the Post cereal fortune, and her husband Edward F. Hutton. Marion Sims Waith was hired to design it, and Joseph Urban was hired to create the interior and exterior decorations. It was completed in 1927 at a cost of $7 million. There are 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, a 29-foot, 8.8-metre Piachatura marble dining table, 12 fireplaces, and 3 bomb shelters in the building. In 1980, Mar-a-Lago was designated as a Natural Historic Landmark. Mar-a-Lago was ranked 5th on the American Institute of Architects Florida chapter list of Florida architecture on April 18, 2012. Post left the 17-acre estate to the US government as a winter White House for the presidents and visiting foreign dignitaries when he died in 1973. However, Richard Nixon chose the Key Biscayne, Florida White House, and Jimmy Carter was not involved. In 1981, the federal government recognised the enormous cost of maintenance and the difficulty ensuring protection of diplomats, and it was restored to the Post Foundation. The property was then put up for sale for $20 million. In the meantime, Dina Morell and Post's other 2 daughters didn't manage the property because they expected to sell it. However, due to a lack of interest, the city approved its demolition in order to build smaller houses. The opulent rooms are decorated in Hispano-Moresque style with Florentine frescoes and Venetian arches and are characterised as a tribute to European opulence. Donald Trump was trying to buy a Palm Beach home when the estate went on the market for $20 million, and he set his sights on Mar-a-Lago, offering $15 million. This bid was turned down, so Trump bought the beach in the front of the property instead. In 1985, he won the purchase of Mar-a-Lago for $5 million, plus an extra $3 million for the antiques and furniture, after threatening to build to block the ocean view. In the early 1990s, when he was in financial trouble, Trump announced plans to split the historic home into many mini-mansions to make the estate more profitable. The Preservation Society of Palm Beach went into a frenzy over this proposal, and the plans were quickly halted. Trump had to come up with another way to keep the house afloat, and thus the Mar-a-Lago Club was born. The club, which opened in April 1995, is said to charge a $100,000 joining fee plus $14,000 annually and a minimum $2,000 on food expenditure. The joining fee was reportedly doubled to $200,000 after Trump's presidential victory. Various renovations were made in traditional Trump style, including the addition of a 20,000-foot ballroom that was decorated with $7 million worth of gold leaf and gold-plated sinks. Trump's fondness for gold, however, does not end there. He also added chandeliers, 16th-century Flemish tapestries, and one-of-a-kind oriental rugs to the mansion's many rooms. A 1927 Steinway baby grand piano, estimated to be worth between $70,000 and $150,000, is also included. The grand dining room is modelled after the Chigi Palace in Rome. To pay for all of this, Trump has assured that the Mar-a-Lago draws only the wealthiest visitors. To pique their interest in the resort, on the house he designed a pool, a beach club, a tennis court, amongst other things. He made sure that only the richest people could afford it. Following Trump's victory in the presidential election, the initiation fee for Mar-a-Lago rapidly increased to $200,000. However, it seems that the rise was well worth it. Over the years, Mar-a-Lago has proven to be a successful venture. In 2014, Trump earned $15.6 million. But since he became president, the real sale went up to around $25.2 million in 2017, before slipping a little to $21.4 million in 2019. Trump has also used the club for his presidential event. At the resort, he has hosted world leaders, such as Chinese President Xi Jinping, and pampered them with lavish meals and parties. The amount of money Trump has gained from the property is largely due to the increased price he got when he first purchased it in 1985, for about 10 times less than what was initially invested in its construction. At Mar-a-Lago, however, all is not well. Trump sued Palm Beach Town in 2006 for infringing on his right to free expression. What is the reason for this? Trump has installed an 80-foot flagpole, which was 38 feet higher than the town council's legal height limit, resulting in a $250 a day fine. Trump sued for $25 million, but the case was settled on the condition that the pole be reduced to 70 feet and Trump donates $100,000 to veterans charities, a smart public relations move. Trump's troubles with the Palm Beach authorities were far from over. In 2015, he filed a complaint against Palm Beach County for routing flights from Palm Beach International Airport directly over Mar-a-Lago, which he called deliberate and malicious. The case has since been dismissed. When you consider that the estate is owned by Trump, things get complicated. The government generally pays for the president's lodging, entertainment, important visitors, and hosting activities. As a result, the government paying the bill for Mar-a-Lago would have been a concern because the money would have gone straight to Trump. Soon after these ethical concerns were posed, Trump hosted Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at his Palm Beach club and promised to pay for his stay. Beyond government issues, there were, and continue to be, more local annoyances. When Trump visits Mar-a-Lago, the area is designated a no-fly zone, essentially halting all flights at Palm Beach International Airport. Business felt the pinch as well, and roadblocks and extra security meant preventing them from opening, resulting in significant revenue declines. Donald and Melissa Trump made Mar-a-Lago their primary residence in September 2019 after previously residing in New York City. The legality of this has been questioned because in 1993 Trump signed a use agreement with the town of Palm Beach, Florida, which changed Mar-a-Lago's status from a single-family home to a private club and stipulated that visitors, including Trump, should stay there for 3 non-consecutive weeks per year. Although Mar-a-Lago isn't all about rainbows and sunshine, it's safe to say that its opulent decor and even more opulent membership fees have piqued America's interest. It's difficult to say whether the club's revenue would increase or decrease. It's entirely possible that his revenue to the club would improve the club's services even more, or that it will draw more guests interested in visiting the club owned by a former American president. Would you like to join Mar-a-Lago? If you could, do let me know in the comments section below.